Welcome, Andy. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited for this interview?
Extremely.
Did you see the other one?
I watched most of it, yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're here with Battle City's own Andy Diluvian. Andy, you want to introduce yourself to everybody? We have some burning questions for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Andy. Been part of the FGC since who knows how long, before '09. But, playing fighting games a long time.
So we know your handle's a little famous. Remember, UltraDavid mentioned that being one of his favorite handles. How'd that happen?
I tweeted out, I don't use social media like ever. And my first ever tweet was sending, my wife had made me a Hakan ice cream cake for my birthday. Oh. And so I sent it to him saying, hey, check this out. I had this cake made. And he retweeted it to like thousands of people. And that was my first tweet ever blew up. And he just really liked my username because he was like, wait, is your name Andy Flood and your name is Andydiluvian? For those who don't know, it's a pun on antediluvian, the antediluvian period in the Bible. Not that I'm religious or anything, but it's what my wife calls her period before she met me, was her antediluvian period, the time before she met me. So that's how it all came about.
Well, that's really cute and funny. And that's where the whole handle comes from, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone ever mistaken you for, gotten your handle wrong?
I only get mistaken for Mark Zuckerberg. That's it.
And, so tell us a bit more about you. Anything you're comfortable with sharing, your age, profession, any hobbies you have that are outside of fighting games,
I'm an old man, over 40.
Really? You don't look it, bro. You still look like you're 33.
No, I'm 44 this year.
Holy shit, that's another 11.
That's another 11 years.
How old were you when I met you?
Like 33.
Holy shit.
Probably, yeah.
Bro, you haven't aged a day, bro. Yeah. Now that I can tell, bro.
No, I'm losing my hair. I'm getting a pot belly. It's all good.
I didn't even see that, bro. Yeah. What do you do?
I'm a software developer.
90% of the people around here, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's what we all do. We're all getting replaced by AI now, so it doesn't matter. My biggest passion is probably playing softball. That's what I spend my whole summer doing. I spend the winters playing Street Fighter and the summers playing softball.
Let's give a shout out to your softball team. What team is it? Where do you guys play usually? Where can we find you?
I'm on 2 teams. I play on Thursday nights in Ashton for the Ashton Farmers. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially, I play in the Glencairn League, and I play for the Storm.
Okay. The true TJ went to one of your games?
He went to several of my games. Yeah.
Oh,
he would bust all back. And it's like in Stittsville. We play out west. And then I drove him home to Gatineau. It took me forever, but it was a good time.
That guy's a trooper. Holy.
Yeah, that guy's a team player. There's no better team player than TJ.
How long have you been playing softball for?
Oh, since I was a kid. I played Little League, baseball growing up, and then transitioned to softball probably when I was 28 or something.
How'd the interest start anyway?
My brother played ball, and that got me into it. I probably wouldn't have played ball if it wasn't for him. And I just really like it.
For people who don't know the difference, what's the difference between baseball and softball? You've told me before, but
yeah, the softball is bigger. It's a big yellow ball as opposed to a hard ball, which is the small white one. And the pitchers all pitch underhand. Now that sounds slow, but I play in fast pitch, so you have pitchers throwing 70 miles an hour at 46 feet, whereas a Major League Baseball player throws 90 miles an hour at 60 feet. 60 feet, 6 inches. So we're 20 feet closer-ish, 15 feet closer-ish, and the speed is up there, so clever.
Okay. And you play Magic as well, huh? That's another big passion of yours.
Yeah. I played Magic back in 1996.
Holy shit.
No, I looked it up. It was 1994 when I first started playing Magic. And I played for a couple of years. That's when Standard was out. And that was the main format, and just kind of played kitchen table Magic with whatever we had. And then, the guys were playing Magic here, and I was getting interested in Commander, and I was like, there's a chance to get back into it. So, yeah.
So you haven't played Commander until it popped up here?
Yeah, that's right. So there was a big hiatus with Magic. I had a bunch of cool cards back when I was a kid. My parents moved and sold them all.
Oh, no.
Or gave them all away.
Did you have the expensive ones?
I had some good cards. Nothing crazy, though, I don't think.
Not the powers? Not the powers?
Crazy,
okay. No. What Commander deck are you rocking these days?
I run a bunch of ones. My favorite one is my Avalanche of Sector 7 deck, which I call the Eco-Terrorist deck, because I basically give everyone treasures to use, but every time they use a treasure, they're going to take 6 to 10 damage. So that's my favorite deck.
And One time I went to your place, and you had this crazy memorial for all your favorite games. Tell me about the collecting aspect. When did you start collecting like games and stuff?
I don't know if I collect. Yeah, I guess I do have a lot of games. I collect physical copies of games for the most part. That's mostly so my brother and I can trade them back and forth and play things. And
so you're not a collector per se, but
I have a big. I wouldn't say I'm a collector. I have a few collector's pieces. The number one collector's item I have is my gold Ocarina of Time, still sealed in its original packaging.
that was so fire when I saw it. I was like, no way. I've only seen this once when I was like at like Zeller's when I was a kid.
I pre-ordered it when I was a kid at Toys R Us, and they screwed up and gave away too many pre-orders, and they never cashed in my pre-order. Well, they never had it, so they're like, okay, we'll give you a regular copy, plus we'll give you like $20 off a controller or something like that. My dad lost his shit, but I ended up just getting the regular version. And so I played that. That's why I opened it, played it, beat the game, all that. And then that Christmas, my dad gave me a Christmas present, and it was the gold Zelda.
Way.
And even he doesn't remember how he got it anymore. But he was like a police officer, and he used to just like, while he was like doing his job, he would just like stop in the stores, I guess, and eventually found one. I'm not sure how.
Your dad's a goat.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was like, well, I already have a copy, so I'm just not gonna open this one. And it's been I don't know how many years. It's just still sealed in its package.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that your dad knew that meant that much to you, and you went and got your second copy of the game is wow.
Yeah.
It's hype as fuck. Holy. What are some of your favorite fighting games?
That's a great question. Street Fighter 4, obviously, is like the first game I ever like really put a lot of time into and got good at. But growing up, I have a lot of nostalgia for the games I played the most were probably Alpha 3. I would go to my friend Daryl's house after school like almost every day, and we would just play Ryu versus Ken all evening. It was great.
And what console was that on?
PlayStation, original PlayStation.
Oh.
And you had to turn it upside down, otherwise the sound wouldn't work.
Wait, what do you mean turn upside down?
The original PlayStation had a problem where the laser wouldn't work properly, and it would like not play disc properly or like not play sound. And the way you fixed it was by turning your PlayStation upside down when it was running.
I didn't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, old school tech.
Wow.
And then I think I have an old passion for Street Fighter 2. That was like, I had that on Super Nintendo. That's what kind of like started me to playing fighting games like way back in the day. And then I have a soft spot for Eternal Champions.
What is Eternal Champions?
Eternal Champions was a fighting game on the Sega Genesis that we played, and it was my brother played Larson. He was like a gangster, and I played Jetta, was like a circus person. And the game was terrible, but man, it just hits me right in nostalgia.
Who did you play back then in these games? Your brother played Larson. Who'd you play?
I played Jetta.
Jetta?
And she had like this belt that could make her super speed, and I used to just like jump off the walls back and forth and do cheesy shit.
Oh wow! And what other early experiences do you have with fighting games in general? Like did you go to any arcades?
Oh yeah, I used to go to the arcades for Street Fighter 2 back in the day. I was pretty young. What was I, like 11 or something when the game came out? But even then, downtown Ottawa wasn't like it was now.
Yeah.
And we would take the bus down to Rideau Street and like just play arcade games and like put our quarters up for Street Fighter 2. Not that often, but you know, occasionally.
Was that like a 7-Eleven or something?
No, it was like the legit arcades down on Rideau Street. Yeah, right down like 2 blocks over from Rideau Center.
Do you remember the name of that arcade?
No.
I gotta find some pictures of it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
When was your first local you ever went to?
My first local was probably when I was living in Newfoundland. I did university in Newfoundland, and that's when Street Fighter 4 came out. And I was playing with my buddies online a lot, but I was like, there's got to be a local scene here. And sure enough, there was. So I went out and found them at the local and started. But that was like 2010 probably or something, 2009.
What were the locals in Newfoundland called?
Newfoundland Fighting Jam.
Newfoundland Fighting Jam.
Yeah.
And what was it like there? What was it like?
Oh, it was in the back of a bar, and you know we'd just show up and play games, and we had laggy setups on. We played an Xbox 360 and terrible monitors, but we'd show up with the love of the game and play, and lots of good dudes. I miss them a lot. So peace, shout out to you guys if you're watching.
Like, honestly, hopefully, I'd like to do a tour of like Canada locals one day. That will hit them up.
Oh yeah.
Where in Newfoundland was this?
St. John's.
St. John's.
Right down. Yeah, it was. Couldn't tell you the street anymore, but it was right near the university, basically.
Did you travel any other places in like Newfoundland for a tournament? Did you guys go out of town to travel?
Yeah, we all flew to Halifax for the for a tournament. Yeah, and we got our ass beat.
What event was in Halifax?
I couldn't. That was like 2010. I couldn't tell you what the name is anymore, but it was a great event. Had a great time.
Were you playing Hakan back then?
Oh yeah, I only ever played Hakan 4. I started with Chun-Li and then I eventually moved to Hakan. Never looked back.
What was the cause of the change?
I just couldn't gel with any characters. When I was a Ken player growing up, and so when Street Fighter 4 came out, I was like, I'm gonna play Ken, and then like there was just too many online Kens, and I didn't want to be one of the online Kens, so I switched to Chun-Li. I kind of gelled with her. I liked her stand fierce, and then Hakan came out, and the rest is history.
But what drew you to Hakan exactly?
I remember the moment I was playing. I thought I would play Guy when he came out.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Super Street Fighter came out. I was like, I'm gonna play Guy, but his jump was too floaty. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was just messing around with different characters. We were all playing like not random select, but just like picking random things. And my buddy was playing Adon, and I was playing Hakan, and he did the wall kick, and I did his running super, and just ran at him and jumped and cut him off the wall. And I was like, this is my character now.
I've always wondered, how does that running grab work for Hakan? When we're just, doing the Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah, it's just like 2 core circles, and you get different immunity depending on the button. So you can do projectile immune, hit immune, or throw immune.
That explains so much, because I just didn't know what was going on ever. I never asked you.
Yeah.
I just ate it for all these years. What did you do in the St. John's community? Were you like just a player, an organizer?
I started as just a player, and then I slowly moved into organizing things. We used to play in the back of a bar, and slowly we lost access to that venue, and I was a MUN student. So I started using my connections at MUN to like get us a room there to play at every week. And I think they kept doing that for a little while, even after I left. And then, yeah, that's kind of how I started.
Did you guys stream?
I don't think we streamed so much. I think we started streaming at the end a little bit here and there for our like maybe a monthly or a yearly kind of thing. But yeah, not our weekly.
I remember that era. It was very few streams in general. Yeah.
Back in the day with Street Fighter 4, we didn't do brackets, right? We would just show up. We didn't have our own. Everyone brought their own setup. So you had these janky monitors on Xbox 360. People would just plop them down. Everyone would just call next at whatever station, because there'd be like 5 of them or whatever, and then you went home. You packed up your setup and you went home.
And if you wanted to record a match, it was on WB 240p on some janky.
Yeah.
Even a chocolate bar phone,
Exactly.
Any players from there that you still remember that stick to your mind that like you still hang out with even?
I still talk to them online occasionally. Yeah. Well, JD's now in Moncton with my other buddy. Matt and Penny and all these guys, yeah, I mean they're all still around. I'm in their Discord. They'll ping me occasionally and I'll say hi. But
were you the best player there?
I was not the best player there at all, but I did eventually win a tournament right before I left. It was, one of my proudest moments was finally doing that.
Okay. You were the killer. Okay, you took one.
I could take wins.
Okay. And how long did you spend there compared to Ottawa? How long did you spend in Newfoundland?
I was there for 5 years.
5 years.
So between like 2008 and 2013, I was doing my undergrad.
And how did you find the locals here once you came back?
Well, I'd already been playing with you guys, because I would come back at Christmas, and I would come play with you guys. Yeah, I would come play with you guys in the basement over on, Bank Street there and stuff. So I already knew
where to find
you guys. And then, yeah, when I came back, I just kind of joined full-time again.
When you came back, were we in the Gonk era?
It was Gonk era, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were going in, you're like, let's run some ranbats. And we're like, what the hell are ranbats?
Yeah. Yeah, I ran some ranbats, because I had been running things in Newfoundland a bit before I left, so then I just kind of came here and kind of kept doing it a bit too, stepping up to help out where I could. For the youth, well, what are ranbats for the youth who don't know what that is? Random battles. It was basically a bracket, but you had rankings at the end and stuff. I can't really remember, but they were just called ranbats as opposed to a bracket or a weekly or whatever.
Who's the coolest fighting game character for you?
The coolest fighting game character? Oh, that's tough.
Who's the coolest character for you when you first started that just caught your eye? Like that's the dude. And then
my very first main ever was Guile in Street Fighter 2.
He was cool?
Yeah, he was cool.
The hair?
The hair and the 2 moves, flash kick, sonic boom, that's all he had, not like today. And I don't know, I just grew to the charge character. It was awesome. I eventually switched to Ken, and then I switched to Fei Long. Fei Long is still my Street Fighter 2 main. I think Fei Long is sick in that game. In 4, not so much.
I remember you complaining about Fudo and Can of Cups, saying
boring.
It was like what Gak versus Fudo, and you just like, I'm out of here. You're
I'm
like,
going to bed.
you watch it for like 5 minutes. You're like, this is the most boring mirror match.
But the coolest character, I don't think Hakan's a cool design. I think he has a weird hair and like looks funny.
Yeah.
But like as far as his mechanics go, he kind of breaks every rule of Street Fighter 4.
He does.
With like dash mechanics and weird focus attacks and all. Like he does things that nobody else can do. And he had the coolest tech, and I love being in a lab with him. So I think for me, I can lab that character forever.
He's like the funnest character you play.
By far the funnest character I've played, yeah.
But in terms of cool, what character is so cool that you play them no matter what? You see him in a Street Fighter game. The rule of cool for you.
I don't think I have one, to be honest.
Not
I think if you notice my pattern, I play the new character in every fighting game.
You do.
I don't really have loyalty. I kind of did it a bit in 6 with Ed, but I'm kind of looking to move away from him to play somebody new. So just like I played the new character, and Guile was new, and then Hakan was new, and then
You played Nash.
Ed was new, Nash. Yeah, I just play new characters.
And now you're on to Rashid now.
Yeah, he's not new, but new to me, I guess.
I guess the next question I was gonna have was like, which are your mains and how did you end up choosing them? And I guess you answered that pretty well. But what drew you to like Nash and Ed and Rashid and Hakan? What do we know about Hakan? You said he was.
That's a great question because I don't have an archetype. Like, you don't. I played a grappler for millions of years with Hakan, and then when I play Guilty Gear, I play Axel.
Oh yeah, I remember
just
that.
because I think Axel's cool. Like I really just play who I think looks cool and is fun to play. I played Ed in 5 because I messed around with a bunch of characters, and I just had the most fun playing Ed. And I can't tell you why, but I just mess around with characters and go, who did I have the most fun playing?
What's the biggest departure from Ed in 5 and 6?
Oh, I mean, it's totally different. Not even the same character. Not even remotely close. And I don't like him in 6 that much.
That makes a lot of sense.
Drive Rush is kind of a weird mechanic to begin with. But, in 5, he had kicks, he had up kicks, he had just a whole bunch of different moves. His rush punch was actually useful. And, there's a lot of cool characters that I'm drawn to that I just can't physically play. I think I'm really drawn to characters that are technically difficult to play and just don't have the execution.
That's crazy because I know there's that pattern. You play executionally hard characters,
but I can't do the execution.
But I think you just have, you can't play the craziest execution characters. But you can play the dudes slightly below. I can't even do that tier.
Yeah.
I can't do the Hakan.
Because the characters I want to play in Street Fighter 4 was Viper, and I couldn't do it back in the day. In BlazBlue, I wanted to play Carl, the puppet. Yeah. Dude, I thought that I was the sickest character. And what was it? In Shadow Labris from Persona, I wanted to play. And I'm just like, I can't do puppet characters. I can't, the mental stack's too much. But conceptually, I love them.
I hope it becomes a puppet character in a fighting game where you can just go ham.
Yeah. And I think my execution is actually better now. And I probably could if I put the time in. I just don't have the time anymore. That's the problem.
I think your execution is great. Whenever I watch you, I'm like, man, this guy's execution is nice. And also, I think you're a very technical player. Like, I remember watching your concept play videos back then with the olive oil slides and stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I think, I look at the way I played Street Fighter 4, and I was never a technical execution monster. I wasn't doing all the crazy combos you could do with Hakan. The reason I was good at Street Fighter 4 was just knowledge. I was just like a student of the game, and I knew setups for every single character. I knew everybody else's setups. I knew everybody else's frame data. I knew what they wanted to do. I had good game plans, and I could execute those at least. So I think that's what made me successful before. It was purely knowledge-based.
Knowledge. One label I had for you, which I was wrong, but I thought you were a grappler player because you played Hakan in the beginning. I just thought you loved grappling.
People think that of me, yeah. But Zangief does not appeal to me at all. He's too slow. Hakan was appealing to me not because he was a grappler, but because he had weird dash mechanics, because he was low tier and everybody thought he was terrible, and I was going to prove him that he wasn't. And
I remember one time we were in Montreal, and you said that you were like the exotic character that everyone was like.
I'm like the fighting game hipster, where I like to play characters that nobody else plays. Because in theory, I could show up to Montreal or Toronto, and probably finish with I could win a tournament with Yun. But then you're just another Yun player.
Yeah.
Whereas I would go to Montreal, consistently finish 4th place in all their monthlies. But you're the Hakan who finished 4th place. To me, that was better than the Yun who finishes 1st place, or the Akuma who finishes 1st place.
I feel that really spoke to the era when we were playing SF4, where everyone played low tiers around here for some goddamn reason. Everyone.
We still do that today. Ottawa's low tier heroes.
The low tier heroes. Were there any players or anything that inspired you to pick up fighting games?
I just had a passion for it since the day I picked up Street Fighter 2. Like, there was no real influence. I didn't understand the scene back then. I didn't know there was arcades in New York and LA doing all these crazy things with tech, and I just played the game because I loved it, and I would go to the arcade or play on Super Nintendo, and I remember we had Evo Moment 37 on a DVD.
A DVD? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's a DVD?
There was a DVD back in the day where you'd get different like Evo years, and you could like see the highlights from that year. And so we had that one. That was probably the first I was introduced to like the scene. And, like there was people playing games like at that level.
Where'd you find some crazy bootleg media like that?
Oh, this is like way back in the day when you had to like use a CD burner and pass things around. And
I was like, who's distributing this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, were there any players that inspired you when you were learning any of your mains?
Yeah. When I was playing Hakan, we had the oil social. We called it the oil social, and we used to all like just share our tech with each other. And Samurai Drew was always a big influence to all of us, I think.
Mm-hmm. Then you're the world baron, right?
On PC, I play as Oil Baron, yeah. I would make some tech videos, but like I wasn't that prolific or anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like, how would you define your play style?
I think people would call me, I wouldn't say random, but I take big swings. I take big risks. I'm the guy who dashes in your face and does EXDP. Mm-hmm. I'll wake up command grab all the time. Like I want to put the pressure on. I want to do the risky thing at the start to show you I will, and then dial it back.
I love your mentality. Not a lot of people do that these days. Everyone's trying to play safe, and you're just like, I got all my cards on the table.
It doesn't work in this day and age because if you do one thing wrong, they dump their meter and you take 70%.
You blow up.
That wasn't like that in old games.
That explains the matches we play with. So now I'm just like, man, we're just exchanging crazy stuff against each other.
Yeah. It's definitely a different game today.
And what was your impression of the Ottawa community when you first started coming out?
Our community was sick. Like I said, everyone would bring their own setups. Everyone was responsible for their own stuff. We'd just show up and play casuals all day. No one was worried about, I find very different about the scene then and now is we didn't really have an online presence as much. There wasn't like Discord. There was, sure, you can forums maybe, but we really just met up every week and just played casuals all day. Like we loved the game so much that we didn't need a purpose to be there other than to just sit down next to somebody and play it.
Yeah.
And I guess it was really important back then because the netcode was shit.
Yeah.
So the only way you could play it was that once a week, like that.
We were DJing like crazy.
Yeah. Whereas nowadays, everyone's just a doomer about every game, and they all only they do the bracket and leave. It's just a very different mentality nowadays.
It's called, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like, they had a taste. I think the funny thing for me is like a lot of people who came in there at the end of 5 and near the beginning of 6. Like the beginning of the players came in at the end of 5. They had the taste of like a really good balance patch. The refinement of 7 years worth of the game.
Yeah, finally making
a good game. And then 6 comes out, and everyone's like, "What the hell is this?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this game?"
Yep.
But everyone's still here for the love of the game, at least.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have a good community. We have tons of people showing up. The scene's never been bigger, so it's awesome.
One thing I do think, I 100% wholeheartedly believe, you help foster a lot of the good community spirit we have. Like, you taught a lot of people about, supporting each other. Like, I remember you teaching me about going to events, and you'd be like, "Well, you got to raise your voice. You got to give some encouragement. You got to, like, even if you're just saying like, that's nice, that's good. You got to show them that you're here by your side.
If we're ever going to a different city, and we're playing, the number one thing I want is somebody behind me I know, and for me to be behind somebody. I'm watching everybody's match I can. If there's 2 at the same time, I'll pick one. Sorry, the other person, but like, I want to be there screaming for my team to show the support. And I think that's really important, what our community does well.
I do think we're one of the most vocal guys when we come out of town now. Like,
yeah,
remember when Lockman was there?
I can still hear him.
I remember like I've really taken your advice to heart. Whenever a new player comes around, I always try to like give them support, and like especially out of town. I remember one guy, like Keenan, Clanadberger. He was playing in his first Street Fighter tournament. He doesn't play them anymore. He's mostly an anime fighter. Mm-hmm. But he was playing Street Fighter at UMAD, and then I was cheering on behind, and then some other dudes from Montreal started cheering for their boy, and they brought 5 dudes, and he was like, "I've never experienced this before. This is like a sports anime. What is going on?"
Yeah. No, it's sick. Love of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you've all been like, you've always been like the glue that keeps everyone together. Like I remember I'd be tired at a tournament, you'd be like, "Yo, Will, water." I was like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah, that's just me being a dad. That's what
Energy
Luke calls
bar.
me Street Fighter dad for that reason.
FGC dads.
Yeah,
Real
FGC dads. Yeah.
I remember you chucked the granola bar. Yo, Will. I was like,
Yeah,
true.
I always got the snacks. Yeah. Gotta keep your energy up.
But yo, you kept me going for so many events, bro.
No problem, man.
Oh my god, like your support is like, oh, I hope it didn't triple the AI again. Last time I did this, it started spinning like crazy.
Don't do it again.
I'm not gonna do it again. Going back a bit about ranbats, do you think they work? Do you think they worked here? Because I remember a lot of times ranbats would just fade in and out. Why was that?
I think the fundamental problem I see with ranbats or like a bracket system at a weekly is the people who want to play the game and get better at it go 0-2 and don't get to play the game. And it's the best players who make it to the final round. They're bored of the game. They're tired of winning. So they get to the grand finals with each other and they pick random characters. They play a different game altogether. And fundamentally, the people who are playing the most are the people who don't even want to play. So ranbats and brackets in a weekly casual environment just don't work for me. The people who want the practice aren't getting it, and the people who don't want the practice are just hogging systems.
I remember at the beginning when we started running stuff, we had a lot of major growth. A lot of people were practicing a lot. They were getting a lot of games. And I think the Swiss system was happening, but it was taking too long. What do you think is a good way of like picking back up that growth again in the community?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you get those matches going. I think we do a good job of. I see a lot of people playing casuals the other night, which I think is the best. Just run sets with people. Run sets with people of your similar skill. It's the best way you can do it, I think. As far as like a format to do, I don't even know if you need one. Just give people a home to play in, and people will play.
Because we tried the redemption brackets again. Well, no, we tried the beginner brackets again, and they just died after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if you need a bracket every week. You could just have casuals like we did back in the day, and we played for the love of the game. I mean, if you like the game, you'll get better at it.
And I can definitely see that a lot around here. There are a lot of people who are really passionate about Six around here,
Yeah, maybe people are playing right now. So,
but it's like you said, the ones who are winning the most are a bit jaded. But everyone else is like, I'm having a great time.
That's why I think the brackets doesn't really make sense. I think there's other things you can do, other ways you can match people up. Maybe have like a long set every week. I don't know, a lot of things you could do.
Why do you think Street Fighter 6 is so popular? Because in Evo Japan has 7,800 people playing this weekend.
They put a good package together. It's a decent. It's a good game. It's accessible to everybody. There's modern mode. People can pick it up and learn the game at their own pace. Like it's a great package to get people into the game. It's beautiful. It actually has single player. Like it's the complete package of a fighting game. Whereas Street Fighter 5 was like, here's versus. Street Fighter 4 was the same. Here's versus mode and like a terrible online experience. So I mean, Street Fighter 4 brought people in too, and so did Street Fighter 2, obviously. It's like every second generation seems to bring people in, but yeah.
Do you miss games like Street Fighter 4 that had voice chat for online?
No.
No.
I don't want to talk to people. I want to beat your ass or get my ass beat and then go on to the next person. I'm not looking to make friends. I'm not looking to talk to people. I don't want to talk philosophy. Just fucking beat your ass and get out of here.
Were the people that talked to you any yappers when you were playing on?
The only funny time was when people didn't realize their mic was on and they were yammering away about something, and it was just hilarious because you'd hear their true emotions because they didn't even realize they were talking to you.
Okay, I get that too. Like they can't even hear themselves.
They don't realize the Xbox had like a default mic on the controller or whatever, and they'd be talking shit.
What are some of your favorite FGC memories?
Favorite FGC memories? I don't know. There's so many.
Cycle through the years.
I think all the tournaments of Street Fighter 4 back in the day when we go to like Toryuken, those kind of events where I could actually compete, it was fun to go outside your city, sit down at a console, and know you could beat anybody in the room. Potentially. I mean, within reason. But have a chance. And to just do those things was fun. Especially when you show up and you pick a con, people look at you and be like, what? You're playing this character? And then you beat their ass and they'd be like, oh, I didn't realize this character could do that.
I feel that too.
That was my favorite moments, I think. Just going out of town and beating people with Hakan.
I miss that too. Being able to sit down and be like, I might take all of you guys on.
Yeah. Because now I go to tournaments, I sit down, I pick my Rashid or my Ed that I'm not very good with, get beat by a 12-year-old and go, yeah, I'm washed.
I feel you too. I got destroyed today. I got destroyed. I went 0-3.
Exactly.
Do you feel like this game is catered more toward? Do you feel it's true that this game, Street Fighter 6, is catered more towards younger players, or the way it's built is difficult for more veteran players?
I think games are catered towards younger people. It's not even an age thing. Games are catered. Anything competitive is catered to those who have the time to do it and get good at it. So anybody can get good at this game if they put the time in and play. Anybody can get good at softball if they put the time in and play. I mean, it's a matter of time, and I just don't put the time in.
So you're saying someone who's in school unemployed, or does?
Yeah, if you have the time to play, you can get good at it. I mean, that's why the professionals are professionals. You watch them stream 40 hours a day. I mean, anything you do 40 hours a day, you're going to be good at, right?
That's true.
I have a life, and it doesn't focus on Street Fighter anymore. It doesn't mean I can't be part of the scene. Doesn't mean I can't show up and play and have a good time. But the competitiveness is gone. That's all.
It's like how Daigo had to dedicate 3 months to even go even with Mena this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but if Daigo really wanted to, I'm sure he could spend 40 hours a week for the last 300 years and still be good at it. I'm sure he's playing less than he used to ever before.
100%.
Yeah.
So what pushed you forward to compete and be involved in fighting games?
I guess I'm just a competitive person at heart. Like I love softball for the same reason, just like playing and competing. And I think I don't know. I never got fully diagnosed, but I feel like I have some sort of ADHD or ADD. My kids do. They got diagnosed, so I'm sure I do. But for me, like, I love games in general. I love hard games like Dark Souls and those kind of games. But I also like a nice short match. I understand the appeal of League of Legends or StarCraft, but to enter a match and be 10 minutes in, know you've lost, and still have to play another 20 minutes does not appeal to me. The fact that in a fighting game, I also don't want to deal with teammates. The fact that I can log into Street Fighter, win or lose based on my own merits, and I lose and it's over in 5 minutes, I'm on to the next match. It's just great appeal to me.
I think that's something really special about fighting games for sure. Like no other genre lets you just get so many games in such a short span of time.
Yeah.
And you really do feel like you're like, this is all on me.
It's on me, yeah.
Here's a question someone had. How what's it feel like being a TO? What's it like being a TO?
Being a TO is rewarding, but it's also a little bit thankless at the same time.
Yeah.
You want to support the community, you want to run events and do all these things. But at the end of the day, it's exhausting and it takes your time. And it's hard work. I want people to understand how much work it goes into everybody in that room who's helping run this event. It takes time. It takes time, but we could be doing other things, like getting better at fighting games to run these events. So
we need to do one of those a day in the life of a TO videos. Splice all the footage up from everybody, like POV, walk around.
So every time you roll up a cable for me, every time you pick up a monitor and bring it to my car, that is the nicest thing you can do for me.
How does Ottawa compare to the other scenes around us, Toronto and Montreal?
That's a good question. I think back in the day, we were definitely one of the bottom rung areas. I think we always played low tier. We just played for the love of the game. We would just show up, play our low tiers, casuals, do pretty well. We go represent. We could take names. Like I said, we would make top 8 most times, but to win the thing was kind of out of the question. That's kind of flipped on its head now. These young guys we got in the Ottawa scene are like all these little prodigies who came out of nowhere and are bodying top players. It's really exciting. Going back to that, what's your favorite memory question was bringing Jaden to UMAD. And I don't think he can correct me, but I don't think he'd ever been to like a out of town anything.
No, I don't think so either.
And I was driving him there. As Street Fighter dad's responsibility was drive people. And I was explaining the whole way there, being like, listen, you're going to be fighting against people who've been doing this for a million years. Set your expectations, go for the experience, go for a top whatever, but set your expectations that these guys are killers and have been doing it a long time. And watching him destroy everybody that I used to play back in the day, and like he came in second place. I've never been so hyped in an event as that. That was one of my favorite moments for sure. Watching Jaden just like cook for the first time.
I feel you the same way about that. Like I love watching all our guys. Like they've gone so good.
Yeah.
Like remember Daigo versus Yusuf? I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Like it feels so good to cheer for your boys when they're. I think.
And Yusuf's been a prodigy since the day he showed up to Street Fighter 4. You know.
You know, I was mad salty the first time I saw Yusuf because he cooked my ass so bad, and I was like, fuck. I just finally I was finally doing decently enough against everyone, and then I just come out, I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. It's always weird when somebody shows up who's that good. Because you're like, we've been doing this for so long. We've been running. He didn't show up until like AE 2012, I think. So he was near the end of Street Fighter 4. And I said, we've been doing this so long. Where were you this whole time?
Like he's like that. He really set an expectation for me. Like they're killers in the woodwork somewhere.
Yeah.
That's always hidden around. Like I remember like same thing with you. You came out of nowhere and I was like, what is this character?
Yeah.
What is this Hakan?
Good times.
There are a lot of events like monthlies and even just like Cross Canada Revolution, the pub event we had at Stittsville like last weekend that you bring your kids to. Like, what led to you bringing the kids to the events? Did they ask to come? Like, do they enjoy it?
I just like sharing my passions with my family. You know, hopefully they'll someday play fighting games or not, whatever they want to do. But you know, I bring them these things because I like them, and hopefully one day they will too. I bring them to softball games. I bring them to whatever, you know, bring them to the movies I like. But then I also share in their passions. When they want to do something, I'll go do what they want to do. You know,
that's honestly amazing. You're giving them for their formative years and enriching them so much with like.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to push them to do anything just because I did it.
Yeah.
But I will bring them out to the things and have them experience them so they can make their own decisions about whether or not they like them as well.
One of my favorite moments was when your kids entered the team tournament and Luke got cooked.
Well, it's hard to dodge a full screen command grab.
Oh man, how long were they talking about it?
Oh, they still talk about it.
I remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Harvey or Chester, but I remember like there was a tournament here like maybe a couple months ago where like one of them was T-posing against me and saying, "How's it feel to lose to a 9-year-old?" And I was like, "Bruh."
Yeah. All the lingo you hear nowadays originates from them, so you know.
100%. Like, who did you teach them to talk smack like that? They're pretty good at it.
No, it just comes. I think it's genetic.
Genetic. And you know you hope that your kids do play fighting games in the future, but like you're not pushing them towards it. Like, wouldn't that be crazy to see them come later when like we're all like older and they're just like they're the Jaden and the Ryan and all those.
It would be cool. It's funny though because they're like of a different generation, and what I noticed, I grew up playing Super Nintendo, where you bought these games. They didn't have save features. They didn't like it was every game on Super Nintendo was hard. You had like 3 lives to get through the whole game, and you die and you restart, and you just be. The longevity of the game was that you had to play the first level 1,000 times to get to the 9th level finally at the end, right? That's just Mario or whatever. These kids nowadays, I'm gonna sound like an old man because I am. They play Minecraft. I'm like, that's cool, but then they put it on creative mode, and I'm like, well, can we try survival? They're like, nah, let's just do creative mode. And they'll play like the Lego games where you physically can't lose. You fall in a pit, you just try again. Like it's just a total different generation. They like that easy path to like creativeness, which is fine. It's just a different experience. So I don't know if they'll ever get to the point where they want to play something super challenging and difficult and push themselves to do that. But
we're definitely more of an era of like we love a challenge where there's more like exploring and enriching themselves with like
right,
yeah. How speaking about all this, how recognizable do you feel fighting games are still with like the new generation or like the youth today? Do you feel like fighting games resonate culturally with like the kids?
I don't know if fighting games will ever resonate. Like everyone's trying to grow things all the time. Fighting games are always going to be niche, and the people who like them are going to like them and play them. And the people who want to play them are going to find them and seek these things out and like to find joy in them. I don't think you can force it. I don't think you can. They kind of hit a natural peak. That's what I'm trying to say. Like fighting games will always be as popular as they are. They'll never become more or less popular. The same way League of Legends is going to be a top played game compared to other games. You know. And
that's what esports companies don't understand, right? They're always trying to push it. Speaking about something your kids really got into, Beyblade.
Yeah.
How?
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. How big has Beyblade gotten in your household?
I wouldn't say it's huge or anything. It's been great the community's been very supportive of them, giving them some Beyblades to try it out. We went to the store and picked up some of our own. We'll play occasionally on a weekend, but nothing too crazy. They'll come every Beyblade week we have here to come play and have a good time.
Like, were you expecting Beyblade to catch on like that?
Well, it was Chester. We went to that was Tidal Waves, and there was I think it was Tidal Waves that had Beyblade or Perfect Storm, and he ripped Beyblades for like 6 hours that day, and he just fell in love with it that day. So
he did not leave that area.
He did not. He played it the whole day. They basically babysat my kid all day. It was awesome.
How do you feel about including non-fighting games at like weekly meetups for stuff like that? How do you feel that adds to the experience?
It's great. I think playing Magic here has been awesome. I think playing Beyblade's been awesome. I think just having more like-minded people in the room together is awesome.
How do you feel Ottawa compares to other communities, like in terms of vibe? Like, how do you feel? How would you describe us compared to other communities, vibe-wise? Not the skill level, but like.
I think it's pretty hard to compete with Ottawa for our vibe. Like we have people who show up and don't even play fighting games anymore. They just want to hang out because we're all friends. We'll show up and play Magic. We'll show up and go outside and toss the football. We'll do have a barbecue and hang out and do all these things. Like, we've really fostered a community that is like, yes, fundamentally led by all of our passions for fighting games, but it has like grown beyond that. It's just, it's really cool to be part of a community that's just, we've been all together so long and still introducing new people all the time.
Like, I feel like we have a lot of people in this community that have been so long-standing. They've been here for so long, which is a surprise,
Yeah.
Like a Bruce, he comes every week. Most of the time, doesn't even play anything.
No,
exactly like you said.
We're all friends now. It doesn't. The game could suck. We're still friends.
What are your feelings on the current fighting games?
I'm not as much of a doomer as everybody else. I personally don't like them, but I totally understand why people do like them. I don't. I go back to playing my old Street Fighter 4, where it takes more than like 2 touches to kill somebody, which I enjoy. I just think the damage is, if I'm gonna set it very easy, like the damage is too high, it's too easy to kill people, and I just like the old fighting games.
Yeah, I feel you. Where would you like to? Where would you like to see them go, though? How do you see a fighting game change in the next generation?
I don't know if I have an answer. I'm not a game designer. I'm not gonna like quarterback a new Street Fighter. I think I can say what I liked about the old ones and what I didn't, and what is enjoyable about the new ones and what isn't. But as far as like designing something new, like just make a fun game.
Okay. In terms of growth, where would you like to see the community go from here? Because I feel we're doing great, but where would you like to see the community grow even more?
That's a great question. I think the way I would like to see the community grow is move beyond renting a community center every week and just having a permanent space. I think that would be the ultimate final step, is just to have our own home that we could come to any day of the week, where we don't have to load a car full of things every day, pack up, set down. Like that's my end goal.
I'd like to see that too. Someday maybe we can all pull together some money and just get a place where people who, there's so many unemployed people, especially in the community.
Yeah.
We run a place.
Create our own storefront. Yeah.
Exactly. Because like one big issue you talk about a lot is the fact that we're always on the go in terms of we just dismantle and reassemble equipment all the time. That takes a lot of time and effort.
One thing that's never changed between Street Fighter 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 is the FGC is poverty.
Yeah.
And we don't have anybody with vehicles. We don't have anybody that can afford to bring this equipment around. So it's usually, it's not that people don't want to help, it's that they physically can't. And it ends up being relied on that the dude with the car is the guy who brings everything every week. So
we need to find some rich dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm glad, really happy there's so many people who are so passionate about and so so loving in the community that put so much effort. Like that guy right there.
There you go.
Shout out to you, TJ. What are you looking forward to in terms of, are there any fighting games you're looking forward to in the future? Any new releases?
My son's been playing Tokon like crazy every beta.
Really?
Yeah, and so I think I'm most excited for Tokon. I won't be good at it. I've never really been good at tag fighters, but I think it's beautiful. It'll be fun to play. And then maybe Street Fighter 7 won't have Drive Rush. You never know.
How do you feel about 2XKO? What do you think went?
2XKO is a great game. I think they did a lot of cool things. They obviously fumbled the release a bit. Not enough characters for a tag fighter. But conceptually, I think it's cool. I think if Riot could sink more money into it, they should have, but that doesn't sound like they're going to. But
Yeah. What are some games you're playing right now that aren't fighting games?
I just picked up that Saros game today.
What is that?
It's made by the Returnal devs.
Okay.
It's like lots of bullets flying. You gotta dodge and shoot things. That's good. Yeah, that's what I'm playing.
That's what you're sinking your teeth into.
Yeah. I've also been picking up a bit of Trackmania again.
Oh, okay.
I watch a lot of virtual on Twitch TV and stuff, and I don't know. Trackmania is like another one of those skill games that I'm super into, but I just don't play myself. But like watching it, it's funny because I always watch people. I watch a lot of content creators for Street Fighter, like say Jam and Binef, and I'll see people talking about how they don't play fighting games, but like watching them, and I'm like, I don't get that at all. But then here I am, like watching virtual play Trackmania, and I don't play it that much either.
We need a Trackmania bracket.
Yeah,
That's not going to work out, is it?
Oh, you could. You never know.
Well, that answered all of my questions, but we have some community AMA real bullet fire questions for you. You ready?
Sure.
What's your favorite Magic card?
Descent to Avernus. Everybody knows that. I love. But once again, this goes to my ADHD and wanting fast games. Descent to Avernus is the fast forward button on every game. Go.
What's your favorite card game?
My favorite card game. Euchre.
Euchre?
Yeah.
More than Magic?
Euchre is a sick game.
We gotta join in the Euchre nights.
I would. I should. I should just go there instead of playing Magic.
I'd be hyped. I'll film you do it.
Okay, sure.
Do you like horror games?
I hate horror games. Can't stand horror games. I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror games. I don't want to be scared. Give me sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops all day.
I respect that. You have any tips for a new player?
New player of fighting games?
Yeah.
Just play. Have fun. I think there's a million ways to learn fighting games. I'm sure people will tell you there's optimal ways and optimal ways. The most optimal way you can do it, in my opinion, is by having fun.
Mm-hmm. Because they'll keep going in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you grow a successful scene?
If you build it, they will come. Feel the dream style. Like, just put it out there to invite people. Make it welcoming. I think that's the biggest thing. Is you have to foster a community that is accepting of each other. And I think sometimes that means booting the bad apples, getting rid of them. But for the most part, yeah, it's just good people is the key. Good people.
Here's a question from one of our broke boys. How do I pass a job interview?
How do you pass a job interview? Prepare, ask questions, research who you're going to be doing, going to have your job interview for, and come prepared with questions. If you show up and you're like, I don't know anything about, look up an article about them, ask them about that. That's always worked for me.
Who do you want to see added to SF6?
I don't want Hakan added because I don't want to play this game anymore. So I would like him to be added to Street Fighter 7 going forward with better system mechanics. So for Street Fighter 4, let's put Fei Long in there. Let's bring my old boy back.
Okay. Have you considered dressing up as Mark Zuckerberg for Halloween?
I've done it.
You've done it?
Yeah, in Newfoundland, I dressed up as Mark Zuckerberg by doing absolutely nothing. I think I put a Facebook logo on my chest and had fake bills in my hand, and that was my Mark Zuckerberg.
That's funny.
I got recognized. Someone thought I was Mark Zuckerberg at the gas station the other day, and he wanted to take a selfie with me, and I'm like, no, you cannot take a selfie.
Be like, no. Talk to my security.
I wish I looked like somebody cooler. Let's put it that way.
You look like a rich guy, though.
I don't want to look like a rich. These are the people I hate. I don't like billionaires. Get them out.
We should say Mark Zuckerberg.
Eat the rich, Will. Eat the rich.
Eat the rich. You don't want to say Mark Zuckerberg sponsoring Battle City?
No, I would say no. Take your blood money somewhere else.
Do you watch anime and do you have a favorite?
Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin?
I've watched Rurouni Kenshin several times. It's the only anime I've ever watched from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to Club Anime back when I was in middle school, so like grade 7, 8, which would have been way long ago. And Club Anime was run out of Ottawa U. And I would bus there every Friday, and they had a lineup of what they were showing that week. It was 2 episodes of like 6 different shows. And they kind of started kiddie and got like more mature as the night went on. And if you were a Club Anime member, a CA member, you could bring blank VHS tapes and leave them with them, and they would give you the fan sub version to take home like the next week. And everything was done on VHS. and you just brought in your tapes, and you could leave with it. So I would bring in my tapes. They would give me my 2 episodes of Kenshin that we watched that night, and I'd bring them home with me.
That's amazing. You know, those kind of analog experiences are stuff that really sticks.
Oh yeah.
That's like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous right now.
Club Anime was phenomenal. Those guys who ran it, shout out to them.
Wow. I was like, how do we replicate that here? There's no way. Bring your replays back home?
Well, it's a different generation. You just download it all. You find a torrent. You do whatever. Like,
True.
It's all on Netflix nowadays. But back in the day, all you had was analog TV.
Do you have a favorite MMO?
I played a little bit of World of Warcraft back in the day, but I never did any of the end game stuff. I was always behind everybody. I finally made it to level 60, and the new expansion came out, and it was like, oh, time to get to the next level, and I never did any of the end game stuff.
You're like, I'm done.
I think the one I played the most was the Warhammer one.
There was a Warhammer one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Warhammer one. I played that one quite a bit. It was kind of like a Dark Age of Camelot style game with like lots of PvP and cool stuff.
Okay. How much brain rot do you know?
Too much.
Too much.
And it's just by osmosis through my children of watching brain rot every night. Like, they'll say the weirdest shit. And I kind of, as a parent, have to go figure out what it is to be like, is this bad? How bad is this?
So if we had a brain rot trivia, you'd answer all of it flawlessly, like ton whatever that.
Ton suhur, yeah. I mean, every assassino cappuccino, like there's just so many, and I don't like that it occupies space in my brain, probably at the detriment of something else. So, but it's I'm sure my parents had the same thing with whatever weird stuff I was into as a kid.
Like comics, video games, all some random trivia.
I'm sure we had weird. I mean, I don't know about you, but like growing up, I guess our version of brain rot was like The Simpsons, and like we would say "dough" constantly, and we would just quote The Simpsons all day. Like our version of humor was quoting The Simpsons all day.
Yeah, that was our mimetic humor.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the scariest person for you to play the locals?
No, I'm not scared to play anybody locals. Losing is part of the game.
That's what I figured.
I don't. There's some great players who I'll never beat, and that's fine. And there's some players that I'll beat, and that's fine. I like playing and sitting down next to somebody and playing. So I don't have to say anybody I'm scared to play.
This man has no fear.
But not that I'm just not nervous. I don't play with nerves. I just play the game, and I win or I lose. And yeah, I'll get salty sometimes, but.
What's your favorite workout?
My favorite. I like running. I like running for runs. I try and. A couple of years ago, I was running 4 or 5Ks a week. I'm trying to do that again this year. That's my goal. So my favorite workouts is running and playing softball. That's how I stay in shape.
Okay. Do you love the pets channel that's been created in the Discord?
Yes, I post my dog occasionally. I love a pets channel. I have one pretty much every Discord or Slack I'm in, and it's nice to see somebody post their pets, even if they're ugly or not cute or whatever. It's still you heart them, and it's awesome.
I think someone asked if you posted quite a bit about your pets.
I have posted 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Someone asked, how has the scene changed from the good old days?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the biggest change is like back in the day. It wasn't a community it wasn't like an organization that ran things. They didn't take in money to like, we bring all the setups, right? Nobody brings a setup. The biggest difference back in the day was, it really was more community driven, where every setup was an individual bringing a monitor and a PC, not a PC, an Xbox or something. And we would just play casuals all night, calling, I got next. We don't really have an I got next kind of thing going on as much here.
You have nice glasses. Where did you get them?
These are Ray-Bans from Lenscrafters that I paid way too much money for.
Way too much money?
I don't recommend it.
I feel that's like those most glasses,
Yeah, I mean, glasses aren't cheap.
Who's your favorite character in Jujutsu Kaisen?
My kids watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Is Jujutsu Kaisen a character in Jujutsu Kaisen?
No.
Because he's my favorite.
No, but yes, that's an amazing.
My kids have watched it. I have not.
So it has floss or floss sticks?
Floss.
Floss? What's wrong with floss sticks?
Why would I want to use a new section of floss on every tooth, and I have a good floss routine every night, and so I shimmy it down after every tooth to make sure I got some nice clean floss. A floss stick is like, I'm just I'm shoving the food back in my tooth. This is like terrible invention that you shouldn't use.
This is a weird question. Someone asked, what's your favorite flavor of cinnamon?
My favorite flavor is cinnamon.
Yeah.
Fireball whiskey.
Oh, that's a real thing? I didn't know cinnamon had flavors.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. What's your favorite niche fighting game? I mean,
Niche fighting game?
Yeah.
I mean, probably, like I said, Eternal Champions is up there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I love playing. No, probably Eternal Champions. Sick game.
Okay. We're going to try that more, especially this barbecue.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's better at Street Fighter, Chester or Harvey?
I don't want to pick favorites. They go pretty even, but I think Harvey takes it most of the time, just because he's got a little bit older.
It might change someday. Are you allergic to anything?
I'm allergic to a lot of things. I'm allergic to trees.
Really?
I'm allergic to feathers. I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to horses. I'm allergic. Did I say dust?
No.
Dust.
That's a lot of things. I wasn't expecting that.
Why do you think I always sound stuffed up? All these things are around me all the time.
Wow. Do you have any plans for this barbecue coming this year?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I could do whatever. I love running events. I'll do. I could do another Guess the Fighting game.
That'd be hype.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace out. Guess the Fighting game is always fun. I'll cook up a storm again as always.
Yeah, I think that Guess the Fighting game was so hype. Everyone room was so involved.
Yeah, it was good. I ran a home run derby last year, and I won. So what's the point?
We got 4 more questions for you. What's the best Zelda game?
I wasn't a big Zelda player growing up. I played them all, but I think the only one I beat from start to finish was Ocarina of Time, of which I have the.
Why didn't they catch on for you?
I don't know. Actually, I played recently. Was it Twilight Princess? Was one I beat recently, but I don't know. I just that style of game doesn't do it for me for a reason.
Fair enough. Do you like modern controls?
No. It fundamentally changes the game too much. If you're going to design the game around it, sure. But to have somebody that can just walk up and do a super on you while walking forward. To me, the fun part about playing Guile is watching him inch forward a step and go, okay, he lost charge. Or stand up for a second and say, okay, he lost charge. Or, wondering, when I was playing Chun-Li, someone would throw a fireball at me full screen. The only way you can punish a full screen fireball is by dashing ultra. And so to have that execution in my pocket to do dash ultra, people are like, oh shit, he can do that? Watching Sacco combos, where literally combos named after him because he's the only person who can do the execution. Execution is one of the funnest parts of the game. And to watch people play at the highest level, and I could watch videos of Street Fighter 4. You could show me no names on top, and I could probably used to be able to tell you who was playing based on how they were playing, what they were doing, which I feel like is lost a bit now.
I remember watching a bit of Broski on his trip to Japan, and he was mentioning how most of the players he ran into were using modern. He blew his mind. He was like, it's so different from the Western side. He was like, it's crazy. He's like, it makes my character feel bad.
I mean, it's no different than me. I still use a stick. I think people mostly use hitbox nowadays or controller. The Street Fighter 6 is clearly designed with 8 buttons in mind, which doesn't work for me on the way I play stick. It's very pad friendly. It's very hitbox friendly. I think being a boomer, a stick user, and don't get me wrong, people do very well with them. I just think it's not designed. It's not optimal at all.
Second last question: What's the best Soulsborne game?
It's so hard for me because I think Sekiro is the best. Sekiro is the most fun, most challenging, great game. But I have a soft spot for the original Dark Souls. I think original Dark Souls is sick. Demon Souls was the first one I ever played, but Dark Souls was the first one I sunk all my time into and really loved.
I played recently. I feel like I love that game too. I feel you. There's something magical about.
I beat them all multiple times, and I think Bloodborne's overrated. But
Last question for you: how'd you get involved with Battle City?
I think Will asked me to do shit.
From my memory, I was at a low point, a really big low point because of the whole click stuff that happening, and then I was just ready to just stop coming on events, doing events, and anything like that. And then you showed up, and a bunch of other people were just together. You guys were just let's pick up the slack. Let's just do it, And then I was just still home for a while. I was going man, I'm really burnt out.
Yeah, burnout's real, and I think for me it was someone had to do something, and so I found this place to rent, and it was just about having the impetus to like reach out and be like, hey, can we rent your place, and like just following through, finding us a new home.
I'm eternally grateful for you like pushing everyone forward to make sure we kept going. Like 'cause I was like checked out.
I'm going through my checked out phases. Like summer I play ball most of the time, so it's nice to have other people. It's nice that we're a community and other people will pick up the slack if somebody else falls down.
But like you have no idea how much like my brain was like there's too much drama.
I get it. I totally get it.
And then
we've all been there.
But yeah, that about wraps up our interview. Wait, do I have one more question back here? I do.
What is it?
Do you still keep in touch with the people from the Newfoundland community?
Yeah, like I said, I think I do.
You did.
I on Discord, I chat them up. I do plan on going to take my kids to Newfoundland at some point, so hopefully they're still around.
I think Bruce asked this one actually because he's going to visit Newfoundland for a bit actually.
He is, yes. I think I have to put him in touch with them, or I will. Sick people out there.
I want to check it out too. And that brings an end of our interview. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Andy.
Thank you.
That's hype. No, thank you.
Appreciate everything you do for the community.
Oh no, I appreciate you too, bro. I just do what I can. But that was andydiluvian. Battle City's own Battle City's own andydiluvian. One of our go-to TOs. And we'll catch you next time. Well, what do we say for an outro? I never got this far.
I think you got it.